Good morning.
Deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu. Running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room.
Let's go.
When you rich and famous.
That algorithm turned me to a maniac.
I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Picture man fucking is my plastic.
Let's go.
They use my ex to me, they left me.
They don't give me replies.
They text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it.
You know what time it
Got a
is?
lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Apostle
Call
James.
me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
Yes. Shit was radical.
Oh, it was.
It was
morning.
horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh, cut it
It's
out.
like deja vu.
It's like deja vu.
It's like
Good
deja
morning,
vu.
ladies and gentlemen.
It's like deja vu. Yeah. It's deja vu.
All right, DJ, go ahead and kill the music. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot. Good morning, CC. All right, let's get this show on the road. Guess what today is, ladies and gentlemen? Today is May 1st. Hold on. Woo! Jesus Christ. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Need to get, you got to put your watch on, ladies and gentlemen, so you can monitor the time as you continue to cook out here on TikTok, all right? But we are once again back in business, all right? Good morning, all right? For those of you, so like I said, welcome back to the show. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus. All right, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because, well, you guessed it, I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. Unlike some other folks out here on this app that love to spread lies and misinformation, and then when they get caught, They don't apologize. They just double down on it and get all in their feelings. We don't do that over here, all right? If you're wrong, you must issue an apology, all right? But look, it turns out I haven't been wrong lately. That's just how the cookie crumbles, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I will and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. Yeah, I saw those protests. Yes, this country is definitely going through quite the chapter, all right? But let's get started. For those of you who aren't familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, what we do on this side of town is special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to dirty, disgusting deeds and crimes, our friends on the right have what we like to call a monopoly. All right, they have a monopoly on what's being criminals and doing nasty things, right? So listen up, Trump supporters out there. If you are, as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, factose intolerant, that means you're allergic to the facts. You might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable day, your miserable morning, because I guarantee you the information that is shared out here, it'll ruin your day. All right? It'll ruin your day. If you are happy, it'll make you sad. If you are hungry, you won't be so hungry, all right? Because we're bringing an overwhelming amount of facts, an overwhelming amount of truth, and an overwhelming amount of data, I should say, right? So listen up, MAGA. You might as well go on and hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, all right? Because it's going to get uncomfortable. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we must kick this show off. All right, the way we typically do. All of you out there who like to have the cans, you know, Jess, you said you use cans instead of tomatoes and booze. That's perfectly fine, all right? But what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is, you guessed it, Sleepy Don. Should we talk about Sleepy Don, all right? All right, this is definitely something we definitely need to put on our radar, all right? Many of you are aware Donald Trump is fighting for his life in New York, you know, as it relates to the election interference case, right? We're not talking about the hush money payments. We're talking about the actual act of election interference, all right? And so what I want to make sure we covered this morning is, how many of you are familiar with these Trump supporters running around TikTok saying zero convictions? Have any of you heard these Trump supporters running around here saying zero convictions? You might know this individual named Snuggles.
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes,
Right?
struggle honey buns, struggle in the way. Yeah, he's a struggler.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they won't officially be able to say that based on what happened in the courtroom yesterday with Judge Juan Merchan and the defendant in the case, you guessed it, Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I have to address a very important matter with all of you, my fellow Americans. It's this legal proceeding, or this criminal case Donald Trump is in, all right, up in New York. So as we delve into this topic, it is essential to really, really understand what's going on. Recently, in his hush money case, Judge Juan Merchan made a momentous decision. He found that Donald J. Trump, defendant Donald Trump, was found to be in criminal contempt for repeatedly violating a gag order that barred him from making public statements about witnesses, jurors, and others connected to the case. The judge ruled that Trump had violated the order not once, not twice, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, but a total of 9 times. And he fined him $1,000 for each violation, bringing the total to $9,000. This stern rebuke served as a reminder that even a former president is subject to the harsh realities of trial procedure. But what exactly does this mean? Let's break it down. I got to break it down for you Trump supporters, because I know that MAGA demon doesn't quite let you think critically, all right? So listen up, MAGA. The gag order violations, all right? The gag order was put in place to prevent Donald Trump from influencing the trial through public statements. However, he continued to speak out, disregarding the court's directives, and Judge Juan Merchan's ruling underscores that no one is above the law, regardless of their status or past achievements. Brian whatever your name is, Brian Godfrey, whatever the heck that name is. Listen up, Brian. I'm not playing with you this morning. You sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. We all know you're a liar. And we all know that you got Zeus derangement syndrome, Brian. You don't have any evidence to back up your claims that the Democrats are doing anything as you described. I've talked to every single one of you MAGA demons, and I've debunked every single one of your lies, Brian. You're only revealing just how deep in the cult you are in. You better watch out. Don't be drinking everything just because it tastes sweet. You know what they say about rat poison, right? It's 1% poison and it's the rest food. No one's above the law, Brian. Contempt of court. Contempt of court refers to any behavior that disrespects or obstructs the judicial process. In Trump's case, his repeated violations of the gag order constituted contempt. The judge's decision sends a clear message. Willful violations of court orders will not be tolerated, Brian. I wish you were right here, Brian, right here with me so I could send you right to prison right after this show. Potential consequences. While Trump was fined, this time the judge also warned that further violations could lead to incarceration. Yeah. Send Donald Trump to be with his hostages, Judge Juan Merchan. I would love that. Yes, you heard that correctly. The specter of a former president behind bars looms at large. Although most legal experts believe that Trump is unlikely to face a lengthy prison sentence, the possibility his sentence will ultimately be determined by Judge Juan Merchan, who has expressed exasperation with Donald Trump's pre-trial behavior. In conclusion, the conviction. Can you all say conviction? All of you out there, can you all say conviction? The conviction for criminal contempt underscores that Donald Trump, despite his claims of free speech rights, must adhere to the court orders. Yes, can we say conviction? As the trial continues, we watch closely, knowing that history is unfolding right before our very eyes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick this show off the old-fashioned way, right? Get those tomatoes out. Get those blueberries out. All right? Because now Snuggles and all of his little friends on TikTok can no longer go around here saying 0 convictions. We got 9 of them on the books because Donald Trump violated the gag order 9 times. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in getting rid of this 0 convictions nonsense and giving Snuggles and all of his graduates, because you know they all went to Snuggles University, and Snuggles got his degree from Trump University, all right? And they're just as ridiculous, right? Join me in giving them our first honorable round of booze and shame. Brian, that one's for you, Brian. He has been convicted, conservative Democrat. Didn't you pay attention to what I said? 9 times. Violating the gag order. Go look it up. You are sitting here supporting a convicted criminal. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, MAGA. Gonna get in my live and tell me what you think the Democrats are doing to destroy this country. The Democrats are saving this country. Look around you. Donald Trump did 4 years in office. It's the worst 4 years any other president has ever put in office. All right, now let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do. Listen, I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Absolutely not. There's too much on the line. Our democracy is at stake. And you got these knuckleheads, you know I call them knuckle draggers. These knuckle draggers running around here stuck on stupid. They're stuck. They're permanently stuck. Yeah, all right. So let's get more into what's happening with their cult leader, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. All right, let's move it along.
Asked the jury is, yes, he was an a-hole. Yes, he was obnoxious.
Ad infinitum, for years now. The judge said, quote, "It is counterintuitive and indeed absurd to read the expanded order to not prescribe statements that defendant intentionally selected and published to maximize exposure. This is not to say that a repost will always be deemed a statement of the reposter, as context is directly relevant. However, here, under the unique facts and circumstances of this case, the only credible finding is that the repost constitutes statements of the defendant."
Shorty, knock it off, Shorty.
This ruling is significant, and also what occurred today is historic.
I think it is historic, and I think we need to pause and recognize
what a big deal
this is.
Listen.
Not just in this trial, but in the broad scope of American history. Donald Trump today is a convicted criminal.
Did you hear that, Shorty? Did you hear that, Shorty? See, I knew you're gonna come into this live and lose it. Shorty, this one's for you. Okay, for all of you who don't get it, Donald Trump is a convicted criminal.
He is a convicted criminal. This is not a civil judgment. This is not a slap on the wrist. This is a finding of criminal contempt that had to be proved beyond a reasonable doubt, and that's what the judge did. Will the voters care? beats the hell out of me. But this is something that I think is worth recognizing that has never come close to happening before in American history.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Oh, wait a second. We got a nest. Hey, Shorty, won't you go get your main account, all right? And bring your special behind in here and come talk to Big Zeus with your lion sick self. You sound like you're under a nasty, MAGA, demonic spell, Shorty. Go somewhere. Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I know I ruined your breakfast. I know I ruined your whatever relationship you may have had by telling you all this truth. I don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, join me in giving Shorty and his cult leader, Donald Trump, another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. 9 convictions. Shorty, go tell everyone about me on TikTok. You too, honk. Go tell everybody about me.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
No. You don't tell me what to do. I told you what to do, Shorty. I said, go get your main account and quit hiding behind your little burner account, because I've already burned that up. That's nothing. You might as well change your name. You all right? Go ask your friends about me. You know what they'll do? You'll go, who is he? Who is he? And they'll go, oh, that's Zeus. And you better stay away from him because Zeus is a dangerous man. I haven't been wrong, Shorty. I've been telling you this moment in history would come. Ask Snuggles. Snuggles is nowhere to be found because he knows when he comes into this show, gloves are officially off. And this is what I tell people. They go, well, why do you talk like this to the Trump supporters, Zeus? And I said, listen, I've been doing this for well over 2 years with these demons. I've been really just going to war with these knuckleheads. And not one of you have ever been able to produce a shred, and I do mean this, a shred of evidence to back up those feelings. You're all up in your feels, Shorty. You're all up in your feels over Donald Trump. Donald Trump could care less about you, like I told you, Shorty. Donald Trump is running the biggest circus, and you're part of the opening act. In a new interview, Donald Trump details second-term plans for use of military in immigration enforcement, all right? And he also questions the value of NATO. Quote, this is what Trump says. And this goes to, all of those Latins for Trump. You know who they are, Lion Lou. You know who Lion Lou is, right? Yeah. They get out here and they promote Donald Trump like Donald Trump is their BFF, okay? They really do. They think Donald Trump is their BFF. Donald Trump, he wouldn't even let you clean his toilets. Think about that. Think about what I just said. He wouldn't even let you clean his toilet. You have no chance of being a part of the family. You do know that, you Latins for Trump, you blacks for Trump. You do understand that, right? Sorry, I burst your bubble. In an extensive interview published in the Time magazine yesterday, former President Donald Trump said, one of the priorities of a second term would likely involve the use of, you guessed it, the National Guard to assist law enforcement in rounding up millions of immigrants who are in the country illegally for deportation. Quote, we will be using local law enforcement and we will absolutely start with the criminals that are coming in, Donald Trump says, right? Trump envisions a series of mass deportation camps that would require military support. Quote, I think in terms of National Guard, but if I thought things were getting out of control, I would have no problem using the military per se. Trump said, we have to have safety in the country. We have to have law and order in our country. And whichever gets us there, but I think the National Guard will do a good job. The Posse Comitatus Act says that you can't deploy the United States military against civilians, the reporter noted. And you know what Donald Trump said about you Latins for Trump? These aren't civilians. Trump responded, these are people that aren't legally in our country. This is an invasion of our country by the Latins for Trump. An invasion like probably no other country has ever seen. They're coming in by the millions, and I believe we have 15 million Latins for Trump. And I think you have 20 million by the time this all ends. And that's bigger than almost every other state. So once again, Donald Trump is showing how racist he is, how disgusting he is. And I know you Latins for Trump, y'all don't care. Y'all eat this up. You know, like a dog, like a pig eats slop. That's how you Latins for Trump are. Then he goes on to say, if we were attacked, NATO wouldn't be there. All right, because Donald Trump's opinion of the 75-year-old NATO alliance has not improved since he left the office. He continued to rail against European members that he claims are not paying their fair share and expressed doubts that the alliance has any value to the United States. Quote, I don't think that NATO would come to our defense if we had a problem. It's a one-way street. Even if they paid, I want them to pay, but I believe if we were attacked, NATO wouldn't be there. Many of the countries in NATO would not be there, Trump said. He also doubled down on his threat to let Russia do whatever the hell they wanted to do. You see, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans, the single most dangerous element in this country is Donald Trump and his supporters. They would love to open up the borders so that they can begin arresting the Latins for Trump. That's what they want to do. They would love to get us out of NATO so that Russia could come in and invade us, all right? And all he wants in exchange is to be the dictator while this all happens. Donald Trump is the worst thing this country has ever had to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. And this country has been through quite a bit, but we've never had to deal with an enemy within the borders the way we're dealing with Donald Trump and his supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. I know. I'm not lying. I have no reason to get out here and spread lies.
Silence! You MAGA
Recording attacking, and you think that I'm kidding, right? So listen up, you Latins for Trump. All right, I know you're all in your feels this morning because you thought today I was going to lighten up on you. I'm not lighting up on you, MAGA demons. I'm taking no prisoners. As far as I'm concerned, you want to make America great again, it starts with deporting MAGA and do it by the bus, do it by the airplane, right? Can we get like a cargo train and just put all those Trump supporters and just send them somewhere out of the United States, right? All right. Border Patrol agents joked about unaliving migrants' children, records show. All right. All right. Now, these are documents that were obtained during the time period of 2017 to 2020. All right. So you have some context. This is during the Trump administration. U.S. Border Patrol agents freely used derogatory slurs, I'm not even going to say it, to describe unauthorized migrants on government computers, at times joking about unaliving or beating them, according to emails and text messages disclosed to the Huffington Post under the Freedom of Information Act. The documents from 2017 to 2020 reveal yet another instance of the Border Patrol's use of a slang term that officials in Washington, D.C. have condemned but have struggled to stamp out. This is the second disclosure that Border Patrol personnel used the word in internal communications. You see, ladies and gentlemen, when Donald Trump became president of the White House, you know how they like to say Barack Hussein Obama was the most divisive president? They say that because they couldn't stand that there was a black man president of the United States. So what we ended up getting was a backlash of Barack Obama's presidency with Donald Trump. What they couldn't say out in the open while Obama was president, they were able to say and do while their cult leader Donald Trump was in office. I don't want to hear about how the Democrat used to be with the KKK. I'm not going to go down that path with these folks. I'm not going to go down the party switch with them. They know where these racist individuals are right now, and they're currently in the Republican Party, and they're currently wearing the red hats. And they were waiting for Donald Trump to become president so they could let it all hang out. And this is what's going on in this country right now. Donald Trump and his supporters are letting their racism hang out, and we are getting front row seats, ladies and gentlemen. So to all of you Latins for Trump that are still out there voting in your own worst interests, this one is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his Latins for Trump what they deserve this bright and early on a May 1st. Another round of booze and shame! I see that there's some dissension in my comment section. Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
No more crying, Trump supporters. I told you how this show is going to be ran, all right? No more crying. I want you to do me a huge favor, MAGA. Sit your special behinds down and continue to listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. I know you've never actually had an individual like myself with an overwhelming presence be able to put you in your place the way that I do, but trust me, it gets better, but you gotta zip it. Okay, I've been doing this for quite a while. If you're wondering how I got here not being a fool. All right, now let's get back to some Trump business, because maybe you Trump supporters aren't following that trial because it's too spooky for you, right? I get it. This is a scary situation for a lot of you Trump supporters. You've never had to open both eyes and just sit back and watch how this country really, really works. Donald Trump is... You know what? When he says there's a two-tier justice system, I actually agree with you. There is a two-tier justice system. But here's the thing, you Trump supporters. Donald Trump is the one benefiting from a two-tier justice system. And he's benefiting in more ways than you could possibly imagine. Think about it. This guy got 88 felony charges and still gets to go golf. Still gets to fly around in a private jet. Still gets to violate gag orders. Doesn't have to go to jail. Oh, my gosh. And to put a cherry on top, he gets to run for president. Oh, yeah, there's a two-tier justice system, all right. But you got to do your part now and explain to me how Donald Trump is somehow the victim of all of that. Because as far as I'm concerned, any one of us, you know exactly what it would have been. They'd have brought the jail straight to your front door. Let's get back in the courtroom with Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Jurors smile as text message jokes about Trump and Cohen are read aloud in the court. Now, before we get to that, I want to ask a serious question. Now, I did a video about this, but I need to address this. I need to put this on record in the kingdom. Does anybody believe Donald Trump? All right, when he says this, let's just play this. I want to know. Put a 1 if you believe Donald Trump. Put a 2 if you don't. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Sometimes you got to reload it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
With lies and...
Here you go.
Right now, I am being viciously attacked.
Put a 1 if you believe
with lies and smears. It's a phony deal. I have no idea who these women are. Have no idea. I have no idea. And I think you all know I have no idea because you understand me for a lot of years. Okay?
Look at that. Look at all those no's.
When you looked at that horrible woman last night, you said, I don't think so. I don't think so. Whoever she is, wherever she comes from, the stories are total fiction. They're 100% made up. They never happened. They never would happen. I don't think that happened with very many people, but they certainly aren't going to happen with me.
Does anybody, I saw the answer. No one believes that. Let's just skip straight to that. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's give Donald Trump and everyone that still believes that lie what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. No one believes him. Good morning, Jess.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
For the record, Donald Trump is in court right now. And you know what? So for someone that doesn't know all these women, he sure is paying them a lot of money, isn't he? 26 women have accused him. He doesn't know who these women are. E. Jean Carroll gets 81 million. I don't know who this woman is. Melania hears about Stormy Daniel and Karen. I don't know who these women are. They're just making it all up. Listen to it's Joe Biden sending women to my room when you're not looking, Melania. All right, and when they knock on my door, you know what happens? I have no choice but to hook up with them and sleep with them. I don't know who these women are, Melania. I don't know who these women are. I don't know why I'm paying this hush money. I don't know why all this is happening to me. You gotta be a plum-dumb fool to be still under the delusion that Donald Trump somehow doesn't know all these women he's paying. See, this is why I do what I do. I have to burst the bubble that MAGA is trying to, live in to insulate themselves, right? No, Curly. Ain't no Trump 2024. This is Alvin Bragg 2024. This is Joe Biden 2024. None of that Trump stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, join me in giving Donald Trump another round of booze and shame because no juror on the planet believes Donald Trump doesn't know who these women are. Let's give him another one. All right, let's move it along. Like I said, I didn't come here to play around.
Of what's happening inside the courthouse because, according to Laura Jarrett, jurors have been smiling as some text messages have been read. They're between Dylan Howard, who was the editor-in-chief of the National Enquirer, and Keith Davidson. Remember, he's the attorney who represented both Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal in their deals for hush money. She said jurors are smiling at all the profanity-laced text messages between Dylan and Howard. I will not read those to you. But in the end, Davidson said that the deal was frustrating for everybody involved. Davidson says to Howard, yes, I believe so. I told Michael Cohen, this never would have happened without you. And the text back from Howard of the National Enquirer to Davidson was, he's hopeless. Oh well, another one done. From inside the hush money trial, our reporter also says that former President Donald Trump was whispering back and forth with his lead lawyer, Todd Blanche, today, urging him to make stronger arguments about the evidence that can and can't be admitted. That comes after just this morning, the New York Times reported that Trump has been complaining that Todd Blanche, quote, has not been following his instructions closely and has been insufficiently aggressive. Mr. Trump wants him to attack witnesses, attack what the former president sees as a hostile jury pool, and attack the judge, Juan M. Merchan. Keep in mind, Blanche is...
Ladies and gentlemen, let me summarize what's been going on real quick. So, the attorneys that were working with Karen McDougal and Michael Cohen, they're going back and forth, all right, about what exactly they were doing in that election interference situation in 2016 where Donald Trump was paying this hush money out, right? And the jury, they saw the text messages and they say, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous, it's funny. Which in other words means another sign that Donald Trump is guilty. All right, that's the first part. But then the second part, and this is more proof that Donald Trump is guilty. Donald Trump says, I'm not happy that my attorney isn't fighting harder to defend me. Well, what is fighting harder? Oh, I want my attorney to attack the judge. I want my attorney to attack the jury. All right, I want him to intimidate them and become a part of the crime, so that he can go to jail with me. And his attorney is going, oh, absolutely not. I'm a public defender, or, like we like to call him, I'm a public pretender. All I'm here to do for you, Donald Trump, is to get you prepared to go to prison. All right? So you can keep sleeping through this all you want to. At the end of the day, when you wake your eyes up, you're going to lift your eyes up and realize you in hell. Give him another round of booze and shame. Get him out of here.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Let's see. Okay, all right. Let's move on to our next topic. All right. Let me see. Now you know this. Marjorie Trader Green is on trying to get Mike Johnson out of office, right? And you know she gave a press conference this morning. All right. Her and Thomas Massie, they held a press conference, all right, to discuss House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, all right, announcement that the Democrats are going to come to House Speaker Mike Johnson's aid if a speakership ouster vote were to be held. And I don't know if any of you got to hear what Marjorie was saying, her and Thomas Massie, but I got a little bit. Let's listen to what they were saying, if you don't mind. All right, this is how scared the Republicans
is sharing the gavel. They're holding it together, and Mike Johnson is not fighting. He's giving Hakeem Jeffries full power. That's why Hakeem Jeffries has given him the biggest endorsement of his lifetime, and that is the last thing that the American people wanted to see.
By the way, just on that point about sharing power, it wasn't just Hakeem Jeffries who endorsed Mike Johnson. It was their whip,
That's right.
and it was their caucus chair.
That's right.
Their entire leadership team plans on getting a promotion in January thanks to Mike Johnson. Where is our leadership team? They need to be as united as Hakeem's team is, and they need to surround Mike Johnson and say, Mike, it's time to leave.
Congresswoman, thank you. Congresswoman, last time it took weeks for you all to coalesce around the speaker to even get somebody who wanted to be speaker. So who do you have in mind this time around to prevent Congress from shutting down and not doing its work again?
I'm not naming names, but I think we have people that are capable. Anybody that's willing to fight for our agenda. Anyone that refuses to share the power with Hakeem Jeffries. That's something that we're capable of doing if we decide to do it. This Republican conference can do it. I have watched us do great things. Just as Thomas Massie said, before they ousted Kevin McCarthy, we passed seven separate appropriation bills. We were passing incredible bills that lined up exactly with the reason why people voted for us. And once Mike Johnson took over, he completely stopped it all. We only had 5 left, and he just let them go.
Do you want McCarthy back again?
That's not what I said. I think he's moved on. What our conference is capable of doing is electing someone that is ready and willing to lead, and I have full faith and confidence we can do it. We just have to do it. Yes.
And listen, also, from the very beginning, Mike Johnson has had the chance to save us from what happened in October.
Yeah.
Look, he is a lame duck. He's not going to get reelected in January. He's not going to lead us to any policy wins. He's not going to cut any spending. He is not even going to try. That is why Hakeem wants him to remain the speaker. So what should he do at this point? He should do what John Boehner did. Do you remember when John Boehner left? He gave us notice, and instead of not having a speaker, we allowed him to remain speaker while we did, as an extracurricular activity, elect another speaker. It wasn't like it was in October when we came in. We had to come in every day of every week, and we all had the same meeting, and we couldn't.
You hear this, MAGA? These are our MAGA tiers. Marjorie Trader Green and Thomas Deranged Massie are sitting there trying to portray Mike Johnson as a Democrat. Isn't that interesting? All of a sudden, because your little feelings got hurt, now Mike Johnson is a Democrat. Mike Johnson isn't a Democrat. He's still a MAGA demon, all right? But he understands that, you know what? Getting that ultimate MAGA reward, that's not what he wants to do, because that's what's going to be required. Anybody that's a Trump supporter, you got to get that ultimate MAGA reward, right? And what's the ultimate MAGA reward? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. With a chapter 11 in between. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Marjorie Trader Green and her deranged lunatic friend, Thomas Deranged Massie, a round of booze and shame. Get him out of here.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, all right. Now, listen, we only got a little bit of time, and then I got to open up those boxes. All right, good morning, Miss Morning Star, and hear from those of you who are really brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. And we can, I mean, and I don't want to just hear from one, obviously I'm a Democrat, and it's not just about Democrats. If you got some truth, we want to hear. We want to know what's going on, in terms of where you're at in this country. But if you are a MAGA possessed individual, I really could care less about what you got going on in your head, unless this offer still stands. This offer still stands. If there's a Trump supporter on this earth that can produce evidence that Joe Biden is a criminal, I would ask that you please bring a screenshot into this live as soon as possible. I would love to know why I shouldn't vote for Joe Biden. And one reason I wouldn't vote for him is if I knew Joe Biden was a criminal. Seriously. So I will leave the box open. But if you get in here and you want to start crying about the bridge over in Maryland, you want to cry about the economy and the eggs, you know what? You save that for Snuggles. You save that for Snuggles. All right? Other than that, you just zip it. All right, now let's move it along. All right? Part of the reason we're wearing green today, all right, my good friend TJ. TJ, I don't know if you're here, but, all right, we're wearing green to stand in solidarity with women and their reproductive freedom today, right? Right? And so, with that being said, I think this is a very important topic to cover. Donald Trump's plans for women right out of A Handmaid's Tale. This is what happened today on Morning Joe. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Listen up. This is very important to put into the history books.
I mean, there were so many things in this interview that he said that were horrifying and really scary. I thought the stuff he said about mifepristone, which is this pill that is used for abortion and miscarriage treatment, that was, the FDA approved it 20 years ago. The thing that is really scary about this is he is shopping this Comstock Act, this act from the 1800s that Republicans want to bring back to ban the mailing of medications they don't like. He is now talking about it as like a normal law, which everyone knows it's not.
Right. Well, believe him.
There's so much in this interview. In a separate part, Trump said he would, quote, consider pardoning every single person convicted of January 6th religion.
Right.
Will be violence again if somehow I were to lose. And Molly, you mentioned the mifepristone, but the other part on the abortions, though, is, and we should note today is the day that the Florida abortion law 6-week ban goes into effect, where Trump suggests that he would be okay with red states, in his words, tracking women's pregnancies to make sure they follow through, it would seem to be, and deliver the child. And that is just pure dystopia.
There are so many things in this interview that are dystopian. He wants deportation camps.
Yeah.
I mean, this is stuff that, I mean, what I thought was so shocking was he was admitting things. I mean, the monitoring periods, the monitoring women's cycles is right out of Handmaid's Tale. I mean, it's a cliche at this point, but there's no other, I mean, it's just normal American life.
But you say shocking, but it's not shocking, it's Trump.
Right, except I have not seen him admit stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see, Donald Trump is leading a nasty, nasty movement that's specifically hell-bent on destroying women's reproductive freedoms. Donald Trump wants to take this country backwards, all right? What did Joe Biden say, ladies and gentlemen? What did Joe Biden say? Hold on, I think I know this is exactly what he said. Hold on.
MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards.
MAGA forces. That's an interesting concept, Joe Biden. That was clever. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards.
MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards.
And we won't let them. So since Donald Trump wants to be, he wants to go backwards, let's help Donald Trump go backwards, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send him back to the pits of hell from which he came from. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. You're all a bunch of liars, racist, bigots, evil.
Silence!
You want me to let you in the box? Go get the evidence that proves Joe Biden is a criminal. If you don't got that evidence, do this. Zip it. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are standing up for women in their reproductive freedom. You're not. You're sitting down. The only thing you Trump supporters stand up for is Donald Trump and his dirty diaper. Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it. You got it. Duty, Smitty. Duty. You got it, Duty. Oh, Ronnie. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I see you, Ronnie. Okay. Listen, if you got that dirt on Joe Biden, bring it right up here. All right? Because right after you show it to me, I'm going to help you get to James Comer and Jim Jordan. I better see you there by the end of this week with that evidence, and let's get Biden out of here. Seriously. But if you get in here and it's a bunch of speculation, I tell you, it's going to be a nasty experience for you today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're rounding the corner where I need to cover one last topic. All right, and you know exactly what it is. January 6th. See, many of you know we're not going to let January 6th be told the way Donald Trump wants to tell it, or his supporters. It was not a peaceful protest. This was a day in which Donald Trump and his supporters engaged in a domestic terrorist attack. All right, they are lying, yeah. So let's talk about January 6th, all right? And make sure you get your notepads out, MAGA. All right? See, Donald Trump knew he was going to lose the 2020 election because look at the way the country was. 4 years ago, you weren't better off. You were worse. The pandemic was tearing this country to shreds. Millions and millions of Americans' lives were at risk because Donald Trump failed as a leader to properly manage the pandemic. You know, we all understand when you're in leadership, you can't prevent bad things from happening, but it's what you do when they happen that makes you a good leader or a terrible leader. And you can look at it. Donald Trump has no record of success that he could actually point to. Whether you're talking about him being a good businessman, how's he a good businessman when his CFO has gone to prison? When he's been found liable for fraud, for decades of fraud, how's that a good businessman? How's he good at being a father when he's cheated on his wives? How's he good at being a dad when he doesn't even care about his son because he's too busy getting busy with these ladies, right? You know who they are. How's he such a good person, MAGA? How is he such a good Christian? He's not. And so Donald Trump knew he was not going to get reelected. So what did he do? He decided to engage in a scheme. Can you say scheme? All right, a criminal scheme in some situations, right? Well, what was the scheme, Zeus? Well, I'll tell you this. The day the election results came out, Donald Trump knew that the lie that he had told his supporters was in deep, deep trouble. Well, what was the lie, Zeus?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
That was the lie he planted. That was the seed that he planted in the mind of his supporters. You know, the ones with a third grade education. He knew that if he told them that, the rest was going to be history. And so what happened election night? Well, did he come out and concede to Joe Biden? No. He came out and he watered that seed.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard.
He said, did I predict this, Newt? He didn't say, did I predict this, Snoop? A lot of you thought he was talking about Snoop Dogg. He wasn't talking about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg had no part of this.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
You know what's so disturbing? Not just the lie that he told right there, but the fact that his supporters actually believed it. You lack critical thinking skills, MAGA. And this is why I don't trust you, not one bit. And so what did Donald Trump do after he radicalized his supporters into believing that he won the election, even though the evidence said otherwise? Even though his own members of government said he didn't win, what did he do next? Well, he then proceeded to move into another phase of the scheme. And you all remember it. You all remember this moment, right?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
See, so he has a fake elector scheme in place, and he has his soldiers ready to go to war for him, a modern day civil war. And what does he decide to do next with that energy that's just percolating, ready to explode? What does he do with that energy? Let me tell you what he does. Assuming the role of a modern day Jefferson Davis, he goes and tells his supporters to meet him in Washington, D.C. at an event that he's hosting called Stop the Steal. Be there will be wild. Did he mention that it was a setup to them? Did he mention the FBI was going to be there or BLM or Antifa? No. He led his soldiers to the slaughter. And so what did his soldiers decide to do? Well, you guessed it. They obeyed their leader. They sent Donald Trump all their money, and they got in the back of these U-Hauls. Remember these U-Hauls, ladies and gentlemen? Grown men packed in the back of these U-Hauls like a bunch of sardines. I'm not lying. This is really what happened. And millions of us in the country, we saw this with our own eyes. Nothing peaceful about this. You know who the men were in the back of these U-Hauls were? Let me show you. You remember the Patriot Front? The Boogaloo Boys? The Proud Boys. These are white nationalist groups that took up arms for Donald Trump and decided to converge on the United States Capitol on January 6th. Notice they're wearing masks. You know what's so funny about these masks? It's really not. These are the same knuckleheads, the same knuckle draggers, that when the pandemic was in full swing, you would go to the store, you know, and you were going to go pick your fruit. You remember that? Or you were in the aisle, and the store said you got to wear your mask. So they would wear the mask, but they would make the mask stop right here. And then they would leave their nose exposed, and you would see all that nasty stuff coming out, right? You remember this moment in the past? Sir, put your mask on. Oh, no. I'm not putting that mask on. I can't breathe, and you can't make me. It's my right. I can't breathe with the mask. Okay, fine. We're not going to have a falling out about it because, listen, if you want to do it, do it, but I'm going to wear mine. Fine. But then we see you in the back of these U-Hauls with those same masks on that you said wouldn't let you breathe. It's funny how it's funny how we keep catching y'all in these lies. MAGA. So we got the tape. So they get to Washington, D.C. You all remember this. And they get an update from one of their lieutenants. You know who Marjorie Trader Greene is? Many of us know who she is. A lot of us suspect she's the one responsible for planting those pipe bombs. They got an order from Marjorie Trader Greene. Here it goes.
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finish with our meetings here at the...
You hear that? You hear that? So she told all of you red hat devils to go inside of the Capitol building. But before you do, you got to get those directives from your leader, Donald Trump. And so let's go to the White House now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fast forwarding through all of this, all right? Because we gotta get ready to open up those boxes, all right? In the White House, there was an exchange that took place between Donald Trump, the president of the United States, and his vice president, Mike Pence. He goes to see Mike Pence. Pence, everything's in motion. I got the fake elector scheme. I got my soldiers at the ellipse. All we need you to do is your job. Don't you dare certify those votes. Mike Pence grew a spine that day and did something he never did. He stood up to Donald Trump and said, "Sir, unfortunately, I won't be able to go along with you on this journey. Because in order for me to do that, I would have to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers fought and bled for, a document that millions of Americans fought and bled for, sir. And I don't have any authority to do that. So I won't be able to do that. To which Donald Trump, obviously flustered, gets into Mike Pence's face and calls him the nasty P word. You know, the same one that he used on that Access Hollywood tape. He called him a nasty P word. He said, you know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest. I'll take care of this myself. And that's exactly what he did. He goes to his security, his Secret Service. Take me to the ellipse to be around my soldiers. These are his soldiers. Sir, those people are armed to the T. All right? These people are armed to the T, sir. We can't take you there. I don't care if they're armed. They're not there to harm me. You're right. All right, President, we'll take you to the ellipse. So they take him to the ellipse, and he gets on stage. You all remember this moment in American history when he got to the ellipse and he saw this sea of red hats, MAGA demons. This is his sea of MAGA demons. Stop the steal signs, American flags, Trump 2020 flags all in the midst. 4 more years, he hears being chanted. And guess what he decides to do? You guessed it. Donald Trump gets on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, and encourages his soldiers to engage in heinous acts of violence. You remember it. All right, listen to what he told him.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
And with those orders, his soldiers began their assault on our democracy, ladies and gentlemen. You all remember the moment, all right? I know you all do. When on their way to the Capitol, they began to threaten the life of our own vice president. You remember this moment? They wanted to unalive the vice president of the United States. That's not BLM. That's not Antifa. That's MAGA. These knuckleheads go and do silly stuff. I tell you, the Million MAGA March. You're a bunch of suckers and losers, MAGA. Speaking of suckers and losers, do you all remember Ashley Babbitt? You remember Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen? Ashley Babbitt, one of their own, who had been radicalized by Donald Trump and lost her life that day. Well, it turns out we got some actual audio of what Ashley Babbitt was doing that day. All right, listen to what Ashley Babbitt was doing that day, ladies and gentlemen.
District. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this Margaret Atwood. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and a mob. There's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots and Trump.
You heard her? There's a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue patriots for Trump. So I don't want to hear anything else about BLM or Antifa or the FBI because Ashley Babbitt confirmed who was there. MAGA. And you all remember what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? You remember this moment? Right before she lost her life? That's the moment right before Donald Trump's foot soldier, Ashley Babbitt, lost her life. And what did Donald Trump do after one of his soldiers lost their life in the battlefield that he organized and created and recruited soldiers for? What did Donald Trump do?
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol, and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Wow. He didn't even care that one of his soldiers lost their life in the battlefield. You see, MAGA, this is why I do what I do. There was nothing peaceful about January 6th, and there were officers that lost their life as a result of January 6th too. Officers that were harmed in this so-called peaceful protest that you all participated in like some domestic terrorists. Donald Trump didn't care that Ashley Babbitt lost her life because of him and his big lie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is January 6th. This is the crime scene of January 6th that many of us reference when we talk about January 6th. There was nothing peaceful about this, all right? And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have more news, all right? We got another update about another one of Donald Trump's soldiers. A Florida man who called his January 6th arrest a bit overdramatic faces years in prison for assaulting police officers with pepper spray. These are the same liars that get out here and say they support law enforcement, that they believe in the rule of law, and say they back the blue. You don't back the blue, you attack the blue, you MAGA demons. Let's read up on what this traitor, let's read up about this traitor. A Florida man who told reporters his arrest was a bit overdramatic pled guilty to charges that he sprayed a chemical irritant at police guarding the United States Capitol during the January 6th riot. Brian Roger Bishop, 51 years dumb, admitted to a felony charge of assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers, and he is set to be sentenced on August 29th. A statement of facts outlined the case in his olive-colored beanie. He had an olive-colored beanie, ladies and gentlemen. Who dressed this MAGA demon? Bishop emerged from the crowd of rioters and sprayed an orange-colored chemical irritant at a line of officers. Isn't it funny that it's orange? This is the MAGA demon. This is the MAGA demon juice he's spraying at these officers. I guess he thought if he sprayed them with it, it would make them filled and possessed with the MAGA demon. Where do you even get orange MAGA demon juice from? Y'all are some sick animals. Animals is actually a compliment. Y'all are some sick and demented creatures. All right. He hit one Metropolitan Police Department officer in the face and angled a second line of spray upward under a second officer's face shield. Court documents said the spray temporarily blinded the officer and forced him off the line as he fought through the crowd with his eyes and face burning as he was led away by another officer. Get it off of me. That's what happens when that orange MAGA demon juice is sprayed on innocent people. I bet you this Rogers fella, he could probably take a shower in it and not feel a thing because he's possessed with the MAGA demon. Y'all are some sick individuals. The assault earned Bishop the nickname Under Helmet Sprayer, according to court documents. So he was so good, he could get it under the helmet. Wow. You have all kind of strong demonic powers, huh? After the attack, Bishop went to the Capitol building for about 17 minutes. Inside, Bishop appeared to ask for directions several times and checked his cell phone. Oh, excuse me, my Google Maps isn't quite working that well. I just got done, committing some crimes out there. Could you perhaps tell me how I could get to the nearest restroom? This the demon juice, right, Morningstar? Demon juice being used on January. I've never heard anything like this, ladies and gentlemen. I've been following this stuff. He's so lost that he needs to pull his cell phone out and ask for directions all of a sudden. Fool, you made it to the Capitol on January 6th. You're not lost. When the FBI arrested Bishop and his wife, Tanya Bishop, at Marathon City Marina in Florida Keys on August 8, 2023, he told local ABC affiliates that his arrest was a bit over dramatic. Absolutely not. Your arrest wasn't over dramatic. What you did on January 6th, that was over dramatic. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Bishop and his wife, all right, 2 peas in a pod for Donald Trump what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. Get him out of here. All right, and since they have been arrested, let's send them off the old-fashioned way. Gotta wait until the flush ends.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, you see how Donald Trump set all of his soldiers up that day? He lied to them, he lured them to the Capitol, and led them straight to the slaughterhouse. He's still riding around in his private jet. He's still golfing. He's still making money off of you clowns. You guys, speaking of clowns, you understand Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest clown in the United States? He clearly is, right? You see how he looks, right? You see how he looks? Where's my photo of Donald Trump right here? I mean, for what it's worth, this will work, all right? No, this is him after court. Let's talk about it, right? This is Donald Trump after court yesterday. He worked so hard, right? What did he do? He had to delete the post that he made that violated the gag order, right? He couldn't sleep as long as he would like to have slept, and he had to hear people tell him about what he's done. He's had such a tough day in court yesterday. But like I said, he's a clown. You know he's a clown because he does exactly what a clown does. Clown puts on makeup. He does the same thing. Paints his face orange. Clown puts on a wig. Donald Trump puts on a bird's nest every morning. All right, it's the same routine. What else does? Oh, you know the little suit, the jumpsuit the clown wears. Oh yeah, Donald Trump got that on lock too. He puts on that dirty diaper and he puts on that crumpled blue suit. All right, and gets on his social media platform and lies to all of his supporters every single day. Do you Trump supporters realize? Do you Trump supporters realize y'all are in a big circus? I've been saying this for a while now, and it's very important that I make sure I remind you. Donald Trump should be in the Guinness Book of World Records for running the biggest circus ever. I've never seen anything like this. He's gotten a bunch of grown individuals to go out here and buy these lifted pickup trucks, put Trump's name all over it, go into all kinds of nasty debt, buy all of his products, you know, the gold shoes, the Trump bucks, his stock and all this stuff. He's convinced them to do all of this, all right? And they don't even realize that they are in a circus and that they are his opening act. I've never seen anything like this. This is definitely evidence they are in a cult. Definitely evidence they are in a circus. And Donald Trump is the biggest clown in town. MAGA, you're right. You know how you like to say the rest of the world is laughing at us. No, no, no. Everyone is laughing at you, MAGA. Everyone in the world is laughing at you. Because how could you take someone serious that walks around with a red hat that says make America great again? How could you take someone like that serious when you know that came from this clown who gets his fashion, he gets tips on terms of fashion. He gets his fashion tips from, if you ask me, Ronald McDonald. Yeah. Hey, Ron, what do I got to do? Oh, yeah, just put this little makeup on. You'll look good. He puts this makeup on and none of y'all tell him he looks like a clown? Oh, my gosh. I would never want to be a part of such nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give MAGA one more round of booze and shame. Y'all are some... All right. Well, listen, that concludes the monologue, and it is now time to open up the boxes. And hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and to tell the truth and shame the devil. Again, I only want to hear from MAGA if they have the proof that Joe Biden is a criminal. Thank you, Rick, as always. All right. If you got proof that Joe Biden is a criminal, please bring it front and center. We, the American people, would love to see this evidence. All right, but if you're in your feelings today, just zip it. All right, because you Trump supporters, you have zero credibility. And guess what? Snuggles, if you're still there, Snuggles, you could no longer say zero convictions, all right? Because he's been convicted in New York for violating that gag order, champ. So no more zero convictions nonsense from you, bro. And by the way, get me my steaks. Go get my steaks, bro. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, CC.
Do you know how handsome you look in green?
Oh, really? Well, thank you, CC. Tell him.
Thank you for representing us today.
Well, it's my honor to do so. It's my pleasure. Anytime, CC. Any way I can be of assistance, I'll do it.
We appreciate you. You know that.
All right. How are you doing, though, by the way?
I'm a little perturbed this morning with all the bots in here. All the bots. They're just crazy. Calling names.
What kind of names?
About you. I don't want to say what they're saying.
Okay.
I
love you too.
I'll keep that to myself, and I'm just going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I would like to say to conservative, you come in this live every morning, and you have the nerve to say that Zeus is lying, but you're here to listen to it. Help me to understand that.
Did he ever provide evidence of what I've lied about? Because, that's the thing, right? We want to get it right.
No, honey, all he does is run his flat. That's all he does. He runs that flat. That's it. That's it.
Interesting.
But since I saw the orange ass coming out of court yesterday, huffing and puffing.
Didn't he look? He looked like he'd seen better days, right?
He's not looking so good, Zeus.
No, that's what happens when you build a house based on lies. It comes crashing down like it is with Donald Trump, right? Do you believe him when he says he doesn't know any of those women?
I don't believe one thing that comes out of his mouth. I believe those women over him any day of the week. And for these women that support him, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Why do you think these women, do you think they really support him, or do you think they just have to say that because, their man is around or their partner is around and they don't want to, cause any issues within the relationship? Do you really think these women support him like that?
I do think they support him like that, Zeus. You know, I do believe that some Republican or MAGA women are following their husbands. And, you know, shame on you. Have your own mind. You don't need a man to tell you who to vote for, what to do, where to go. You know, I'm not that kind of woman. I'm not going to have a man to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, but that's just the way it's been all my life.
Right.
And thank God I've never had a controlling man.
And why would a man want to actually be like that? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to control somebody? That makes no sense, right?
They like that power. It's a power. It's a power thing.
It seems to me like it's actually a sign of weakness, a sign of insecurity.
That too.
Right? That's what it is.
Totally. Oh, Snuggles is in here. You know, he won't let me back up, Zeus. You know, he's afraid of the truth. You know, last time I was on his live, I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
And when he left, when he was closing out his little live, he blocked me.
Gina, he blocked you? Snuggles, Snuggles, are you blocking Zeus's friends, Snuggles? Because I would hate to put those sanctions back on you, Snuggles. You cannot block Zeus's friends, Snuggles.
Well,
all right?
saw what happened. You saw what happened in that live last night, when I had to get you to help me get back.
Oh yeah. They were very.
Now remember what she said. Remember, I don't know if you're in the box, but remember what she said. You're not going to talk about anyone that's not in the live.
Oh yeah.
You heard her say that?
Correct.
But yet she did that to me.
Oh.
She and Janae did the same thing. They got rid of me, and then I got back. They didn't even know what. That's how dumb they are.
Yeah.
And they were steady talking. And they were steady talking about me, and it's like, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
they're guilty. Every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession, huh, Cece?
Well, they're angry birds, and they need to be caged.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing the wonderful work in the kingdom and holding these people accountable. You know, I understand the idea of Donald Trump going to prison is terrifying to them. But we're not going to let them escape reality, all right, Cece? We're going to make sure every day we get an inch closer with them and helping them understand Donald Trump is going to be sent to prison at the end of this trial. Guaranteed.
We can only hope so. And, you know, he has so much money. Why doesn't he have himself an Italian suit made?
Oh, because he's a clown. Clowns don't know how to do that. You know that, Cece.
His suit looks like it comes from the dollar store. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. I agree. Tell him, Cece. Well, listen, I got to move it on, my good friend.
Honey, it's good talking to you. Have a good day, and thank you again for wearing green to represent us women. We love you.
All right, and I love you too, Cece. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Cece a round of applause, all right? Snuggles, you're not allowed to say 0 convictions anymore, bro. Where did my comments go? Oh my God, my comments disappeared. Hold on 1 second. All right, I think I can see it. All right, I see my comments. Snuggles, you're not allowed to say 0 convictions anymore, bro. Hey, I hope you got my steaks. Good morning, Jess. How are you?
Snuggles, where's the cow at? That's what we need. We need the whole cow.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of late today. I have a sick daughter, but did you guys talk about Hunter Biden suing Fox?
I haven't. I mean, I know about it, but please go ahead and enlighten us.
It's beautiful. So, Fox, in a matter of just months, has mentioned Hunter Biden's name 13,440 times.
What?
And that mock trial they had was so much misinformation. So they're getting what's coming to them.
Good.
Another lawsuit. And they're also in a, what is it, a 2.7 billion lawsuit with Smartmatic, those voting machine
Yeah.
company. Yeah, they're tired of Fox, to say the least. And honestly, I'm hoping Hunter comes for MTG soon too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's the next one on the list. And to go into Trump, I mean, he's already got another warning today. Did you see that? He got another
Really?
warning.
Really?
Yes, he needs to shut his mouth. I mean, immediately after the gag order happened, he started talking crap about him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. See, I mean, like I said, he's already been convicted for violating the gag order 9 times. Donald Trump's he's going to get some jail time. Seriously, MAGA, get ready.
I just want to know, like, what's it gonna take? I don't think they'll ever deprogram, to be quite honest.
No.
I think they love him so much. I mean, restitution is a great example of that. When RC Dubs put a compilation of all the things that Trump has said about women or his daughter or even underage women, restitution said, wow, I like him more.
Yeah.
I will never forget that comment. It is ingrained in my brain.
Wow,
Like
restitution. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, because they see themselves, honestly, Jess, they see themselves in Donald Trump. Right? If Donald Trump can get away with it, then that means it's all good.
Yeah, I was
No.
this
It
little-
is restitution, conservative. It is restitution.
No,
And-
it's restitution.
Yeah. And your name isn't conservative Democrat. It's
I
just
heard his name was
conservative.
Chucky too in
Oh.
the comments. I was reading that. Charles. Oh, Charles with no PhD.
Yeah.
We want to see that. We
Yeah.
want to see that. Put it up on a background. You could even just take a picture
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it
yeah.
And put it up on a screen. You ain't got to show your ugly mug because we know you look like Quasimodo.
Oh, you got him, Jess. Oh my God.
Hoozle. It's beautiful that you're wearing green. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And just keep doing what you're doing.
I will and I shall, all right? And you stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Jess. Yeah. Where's that? Okay, here it is. All right, there we go. All right, we got a MAGA demon in the box. Greetings, MAGA demon.
Greetings, cuck to the government.
Yeah. So, get to it. What's your issue with Zeus?
Well, I mean, you're dancing for the Democratic Party.
How?
That's kind of pathetic.
How? Yeah.
You got a failed ass with clown show going on here.
And remember, we had this conversation, right?
How do you know who I am?
Remember, because
how do you know who I am? I haven't been in your life for about 6 months. Do I live that far in your head?
No.
You have nightmares about me?
No, I'll tell you how.
Okay,
Can you control the MAGA demon for a quick second? What does it look like?
Check your Discord.
What does it look like when you say I'm running a circus and you're in the circus?
Oh, I'm just here for the admission. I'm here to watch the show. You clowns dance so beautifully.
Okay. And so with that being said, I take it you're a Trump supporter?
I didn't vote for him in 16 or in 20, but I sure as hell am now.
You
So guys
you are.
forced me to that decision.
Okay. And why? Why do you support Donald Trump? And can I ask you an honest question? The profile picture, could you give us some context in terms of why you chose that profile? Is this your account or
this is one of my backups.
So you went through the effort of actually making this account and putting this picture up, right?
Yeah, do you know who that
Out
is?
of all the pictures, no, I don't know this person. Out of all the pictures on the face of this earth, why did you choose that picture in particular? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, you're a good example.
Are
You're
you a person? Wait, are you a person of
stupidity and ignorance? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, so are you a person of color? Are you a person of color?
Do I have to be?
I'm
Are you
asking
gatekeeping? Are you gatekeeping internet content?
No, I'm just trying to get some understanding about how you think and operate and how you behave. Are you a person of color? Yes or no?
I do have beige. Does that count as being color?
I'm asking you.
Colorless.
Can you be a little serious? Maybe you could turn your camera on for us.
Why would you want me to determine? I'm white.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was asking if you were a person of color because why would a white person be using a black person's face? Don't you see that? Don't you
Ain't
see
nobody
that?
got
Don't.
time for that.
But I get that you can say that, but it seems to me like if you're on this app, absent of you coming in the box, you would be perceived to be a person of color. But that's not really what's going on. Is there
No,
something you want to get
I,
at?
open,
Is there something you want to tell Zeus?
I openly said I'm white
Right. But why that picture?
because it's funny. It's an old meme.
Okay. So you find doing that very funny. That's very interesting. And you sure this is okay, never mind. Oh, you only got 300 and so followers, all right? And so you think it's funny to walk around with black faces on TikTok, right? When
I
you're a white
mean,
guy, as a white man, you think that's funny. I don't think
no.
it's funny. I don't think it's funny.
Do I give a fuck about your feelings? No, I don't.
Right,
Go
but you
fucking be triggered in the corner. Recite your pronouns. I don't give a shit. You're a pantywaist.
I
If a
knew
picture
see
online triggers you,
I see
you can have a
that.
hard time in the real world, Buttercup.
I see that. I see that. All right. I'm just giving you some feedback. All right. Because if you knew better,
And
you
you can
would do
fucking
better.
choke on your feedback. I don't give a shit. You want to talk politics? You want to bitch about an online picture?
If you knew better, you would do better. All right. But it's clear you're a racist. All right. So let's just
Oh,
get
I'm
that
a
out of
racist?
the.
Tell that to
Yeah.
my Asian daughter. I'm a racist? Tell me
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
daughter of
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. Oh, so you think that doesn't mean you could be racist? See,
No, it
you have
really
a
doesn't because I was with somebody of
no
color
no
for
no no
over a
no 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 no
decade.
no no no. Listen to what I'm saying. Then put an Asian picture up. Put your picture up. Put your ugly mug up.
I got a question.
You won't do it. You
Honest
won't
question.
listen to what I'm saying to you. You won't put your picture up because people like you like to hide behind masks and do nasty things.
They like to hide behind masks.
I don't even need to know you.
I
I
do
don't
lives
even
that
need to
matter.
be in
I'm just dumb fuck.
I don't even need to be around you to pick up on what you're selling, bro. As far as I'm concerned, you're a disgusting, evil human
Oh
being.
no, a triggered
You
fucking
are
liberal pantywaist is judging me. I'm
no.
so offended.
Listen, yeah. And stay offended, you nasty MAGA demon running around on
Government
TikTok
bitch.
with a black woman's face. You are the scum of this earth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this nasty, racist MAGA demon what he deserves. You have nothing of substance, nothing of value to contribute to this discussion. To hell you go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of boos and shame. This Trump supporter. I told you all you're going to do is expose yourself to be exactly what you are. You're so ashamed of who you are, you put on another person's profile picture to hide who you are. You're the buttercup. That's Donald Trump's nickname for you. I get it. But you won't be able to live behind that mask for long, buddy. Trust me. All right? Eventually the truth does percolate to the top. And if you are married, I can tell you this, you won't be married for long. Because if I was able to pick up on that, I'm pretty sure your wife and your kids are going to be able to pick up on that. You're going to come home one day, Mr. Buttercup, is that what you call you? You're going to come home one day and the doors are going to be either locked or the furniture is going to be gone. Her clothes are gone. The kids' clothes. Where did you go? Do. This number has been changed. Yeah, she's going to leave your special behind. Ain't no woman worth her weight would sit back and live with a demon like you. To whoever that is, Mrs. Buttercup out there, do Zeus a huge favor. Your significant other has gotten on TikTok and revealed himself to be a nasty man. To sit and stand by this knucklehead would only make you complicit. Get out of the relationship right now. Seriously, he's a no good for nothing loser. And he'll try to do to you what he tried to do with me. He'll try to make it look like you're the one that's really triggered. No, he's triggered. He's triggered. He's a little man inside. He's a crybaby. All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing this morning?
Who is that sucker duck that just got out the box, Zeus?
Oh, I have no clue other than he's a MAGA demon.
Name but a sucker duck. That's what we gonna call him, sucker duck. He a sucker duck that made no sense when he came in. He should have stayed in the comments and went on about his business. First of all, let me say this: just because you have an Asian child, now Asian woman, first of all, you had to go get that because no woman in their right mind would want you from over here.
That's deep.
That does not mean you're not a racist.
Tell him,
I can't stand when people say that. Like they say, Trump dated a black woman, and what? That makes him not a racist? I stood in the grocery store and talked to a white guy the whole time we were in line, and his child said to his dad, "Dad, I thought you didn't like black people." So don't give me that because you dated somebody or went and got a baby by somebody who finally let you lay down with them, that you're not a racist, because yes, you are.
Yep. He tried to act like he's not racist. You see when I said, "Oh, are you a person of color?" Oh, he started to backpedal, right? Because now his back is against the wall.
Now you're moonwalking like Michael Jackson when Zeus confronts you.
Yeah,
cut it out, brother. Whoever you are, go on back to. Why do they come in our lives if they don't want to hear what you say? They hear before we get here, Zeus.
Amen. They sure is, ain't they?
Zeus should come on at my time, 8:30. They be waiting on you to come on at 8 o'clock. They get up, percolate their coffee, and some of them wash their face. They may wash it, they may not. They may just pluck the buttercups out their eye. And they sit up and wait on the time for you to come.
Bingo.
So why are you here? If you don't believe anything Zeus says, why are you here? Because you want the truth. That's why you're here. Just admit it.
You think they want the truth? Wow.
That's why you're here. Buttercup. Cup the butter. Because you're soft. And for the women that still vote for Donald Trump, I'm ashamed of you.
Talk to him. Go ahead, break it down.
Don't be afraid of those men. You have men that were bullied in school, and that's why they're bullying you, because they see you as less than. So you're a person they can stand up to, intimidate, and scare. Just say boo. When they walk around the house, they'll jump, they'll stop. And then you can, Zeus, all they got to do is when they see them somewhere, just say boo.
Yeah.
They'll think the bully in the house.
Yeah,
and just going on to stop voting for Donald Trump, because you know good and well you don't support Donald Trump. You support that man that you so desperate to keep because you think you can't get nobody else. You can get somebody else, baby.
Oh, it's they need this man kind of thing.
Zeus, let me tell you. I know some of them looking like the lady that I said husband looks for the nearest bridge on his way home to jump off of, to keep from coming home.
Yeah. Talk to him.
But just because you're ugly, somebody else ugly might be looking for another ugly person. You'll get somebody else, sweetie.
Yeah. Tell them, Takesha. Meanwhile, Zeus just got flagged, all right? But keep going.
Oh, my goodness. Did you get flagged, Zeus?
Don't worry, my main account is going to be back up. So
did you get the American flag, or did you get Zeus, or did you get the unbothered flag?
Unbothered one. All right. Listen.
Oh, they messing with you bad, Zeus.
You hurt their feelings. Oh my God.
Oh, bless your heart today, brother. Well, let me get down because I don't want them to shut it down before the show get off. They don't like me. They don't like me, Zeus, but y'all love me.
All right, I love you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. MAGA, listen up. This heavy hammer of truth ain't going anywhere. Yeah, I told you, I'm gonna ruin your breakfast this morning. Retribution or restitution? Yeah, it's getting predictable, all right. MAGA taking L's on a daily basis. And it's because of folks like you, Restitution, who failed to produce any evidence to support your ridiculous claims. You got that evidence you and I talked about, you and your brother, Conservative D? Yeah, we're going to call him Conservative D. Ange, that's a good one, right, Ange? All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. I know we got them right where we want them. Good morning, Shay. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. How's everyone?
All right.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's fried eggs or turtles. Yeah. I like calling them fried turtles.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah, that's who that is. You can always tell that stupid voice he has.
Well, he just found out his eggs were fried this morning. All right.
Oh yeah, he's nothing but a troll.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Tell
Nothing
him.
but a troll.
Oh, looking great. Look at that. We're matching.
Gotta wear the
Nice.
green today, everybody. Wear the green, standing for women's rights, please, today.
There you go.
So,
Tell him.
Florida just passed their very restrictive 6 weeks abortion ban.
Nasty.
So it is not only in effect in my state of Texas, but now the state of Florida. So this is going to cost Donald Trump his election.
You think so?
100% agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. And I think that, obviously the protests that are going on in the campuses, right?
Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's very frustrating. And so the right needs to also understand there's many of us on the left that don't absolutely support their right to protest. Yes, of course. But the shenanigans going on, it's really ridiculous. But they're young, right? They're young, and they think that this is going to make a difference. Meanwhile, they're messing up their lives. They're messing up their future, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they got into these incredible colleges on scholarships, or obviously their parents could be paying for it, or they've taken out these very expensive loans, right? And it's a shame that they're doing this.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I do value the right to protest and whatnot, but when you start, throwing your life away, you got to start thinking twice, because all of this stuff does come back to bite you.
Yeah, you can't you can't help anybody if you can't take care of yourself.
Bingo.
Right? And that's what they're not seeing, that all of this that they're trying to do, there's nothing Joe Biden can do. There's just nothing they can do. And if you think letting, Donald Trump back in office is going to help the Palestinian people, you are absolutely delusional.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more in favor in Israel, does not back a two-state solution at all. He is good friends with Netanyahu. There is nothing he would do to get Netanyahu in control and to end this.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely ridiculous. So people need to understand that the guy that does support a two-state solution, the guy that is getting aid to Gaza, is Joe Biden.
Amen.
So, and I just hope that they do that. But yeah, so you talked about that Times article. Everybody needs to read the Times article, okay?
Tell him, Shay.
In there, he does an extensive interview, right? I think it was over 2 days or something like that, this interview. And in the interview, you touched on quite a bit of it. But I just, massive deportation camps. I can't even believe, as a historian, I'm actually using the word deportation camps.
Yeah. Yeah. But what about the Latins for Trump that don't believe this is actually going to impact them? Can we connect the dots? Because
I mean,
when Trump says this, right? Is there a way for him to, looking at somebody, determine whether or not they're here legally or illegally?
No. So there are people that legally live here that are citizens born here, because I know a lot of my relatives, friends, and stuff like that, even though they're from Panama and, different places in Peru, are always called Mexican, right?
Right.
They're always called illegals and undocumented and all these things. And they're like, oh, dude, I was born here. So were my parents, right? So this is what you guys are all upset about, the 94 crime bill and what New York did with the stop and frisk.
Yeah.
This is exactly what this kind of rhetoric, this kind of litigation, this kind of legislation, this kind of whatever you want to call it, is going to cause innocent people to be harassed and thrown in deportation camps. Who carries their birth certificate with them? Anybody?
Not me.
I have to go to the dang bank to get it out to go get my passport renewed. Like, nobody carries their papers with them at all times.
Bingo.
I mean, you've got to be kidding me with this. Sometimes we leave our own driver's license.
Cut it out, attacking. Right? No, you don't attacking. Attacking says he cares.
Shut up, attack. Well, we know you're on the move all the time. Secret agent. You have to have all your documentation so you can get the heck out of there fast. But that's
Tell him,
attacking.
Shay.
Anyway, So that red states will be permitted to monitor pregnancies. You talked about that. I mean, what world are we living in when women are getting monitored for their pregnancies?
Tell
the
them,
person
Shay.
that monitored my freaking pregnancies was my OBGYN.
Bingo!
What in the hell are we living in here, people? What Gestapo-ish are you really going to vote for? Because you don't like people telling you to use their pronouns right? Like, really? This is what you want? This is what you want your wives, your sisters, your mothers, your future daughters to be treated like? Freaking cattle?
What a shame.
I mean, that's not even citizen rights. That's just like lab rats. Like, I don't even get it. Trump will illegally withhold funds appropriated by Congress to wield influence. Do you remember the first impeachment?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, he wants to keep doing that. Didn't learn his lesson because the Republican senators, didn't have the guts to remove him from office. They know how dangerous this man is. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
He would be willing to fire a U.S. attorney if they refuse to carry out a prosecution that he wants?
Yes.
So who's weaponizing the DOJ? You guys keep screaming that Biden's doing? This guy is telling you. He's going to fucking weaponize the DOJ.
Strong language. Ow.
I'm sorry. But you guys need to wake up. He's saying this stuff. He's considering a pardoning of every single violent January 6th insurrectionist. Great. I'm glad that he supports the blue, right? Backs the blue, right? Because many of those people in there are in there for assaulting cops, right?
Right.
He wants to cut the U.S. civil service. He wants to deploy the National Guard to cities wherever he likes. Remember, he tried to do that in the BLM protests.
Right.
He wants to close the White House Pandemic Preparedness Office. Great.
Again.
He didn't learn his lesson from mishandling the first pandemic.
Wow.
So we get another one during his term.
Wow.
There goes the economy again. You
hear that, restitution?
I'm voting for Trump because I want the economy. I want to be able to buy my eggs.
Oh.
Trump gets in. We get another pandemic. He mishandles it again. There goes our economy.
Bingo.
There it goes. Massive tax cuts for the rich, of course. He's always going to take care of himself. Possible 10% tariff on all imports and perhaps 100% tariff on some Chinese goods.
Wow.
Do you remember what the tariff wars did to our farmers?
Yep.
We had to bail them out. $30 billion. You guys are over here, oh my God, we're sending all this money over to Ukraine. What about spending all this money unnecessarily to bail out people because of his tariff wars?
Exactly, Shay.
Right? I mean, come on, guys. You have to wake up. Read his Agenda 47. Read his Time Magazine article. He's telling you clearly he is not withholding what he plans to do when he gets back in office. Guys, I don't care. Vote. You have to. I know there's things you're not crazy about with Biden and da, 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 da. It doesn't matter. We've got to get to 2028. We have to save our country. Period. End of story. Anyway, I've taken too much longer. Go women. We love you. We're going to fight for our rights.
You have us 100%. With you. So, all right. We got your back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Shay a round of applause.
Awesome. Love you.
All right. Love you too. No lies detected. Restitution, I have no clue why you come here. I do believe that you are subjecting yourself to this truth, though, because deep down inside, you know the end is near with Donald Trump, and you're trying to prepare, right? You're trying to prepare for life after Trump. So you got to come to the show to make sure you're up on game. I get it, restitution, but you know what? You're going to need to do a whole lot more than that, all right? Where is my friend? I saw you, PA. Where did you go? All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Good morning, Attacking. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus.
Good morning.
Blackface.
Yes.
I considered that what that guy did was a form of blackface.
Yeah. That's why I was getting at him the way that I was getting at him.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he turn his camera on, don't you think? Well, he didn't have enough followers. But what does it say when they come in there and they use those kind of profile pics, the way that he was using it. What does it say about his personality?
It says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It really does, and it's rather disgusting. But then again, he's a Trump supporter, and what Shay said, in regards to what Donald Trump wants to do, is I took a picture off my TV screen of the list of things that Trump said within that Times article.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I hope, I know it's not going to happen, but I hope that the Supreme Court justices are listening to what his interview says about him, because if they were to give him immunity, everybody is screwed. And that includes the Republican Party, the supporters of Trump, and they don't realize that.
And why are they screwed? Because maybe they don't connect the dots the way that you and I do, right?
Because the things that he wants to do, while they think it won't affect them, it will. Because it's not just going to encompass Democrats.
Right.
If you have somebody who's a Republican who needs an abortion in Florida, they're under that 6-week program now.
Bingo.
Unless they leave the state and go someplace else. Right?
Yeah.
So everything, what these people don't understand is Trump has divided us against them, red against blue, They're coming after me, that means they're coming after you. Well, once he comes after Democrats, if he has the power, that is going to bleed over to Republican people also.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it.
Bingo.
And, the thing is this. You don't lie.
Nope.
You put out information for people to verify what you say. You have said, don't believe me, do your own research.
I sure have.
And I have said the same thing. Don't believe what I'm saying.
Junior, no, Obama didn't start the hate. Stop the lie. Sorry, attacking.
That's all right. I tell when I go on my rant, because I don't have people coming up in my broadcast. They're too
right.
cheap. I have no idea why. I'm an old, decrepit old man. I'm sitting on the telephone talking to people. Why are they afraid of me? They come up and talk to. Probably because you have a better vocabulary than I do, due to the fact that I call them names if they piss me off.
I don't know about all of that. I honestly think the average Trump supporter, they think they're more intelligent than Zeus, and so they think it's a soft target kind of situation until they get up in the box and they realize, oh, wait a second, it's a little more dangerous than I thought when I get in the box.
Well, and this is what I find. I mean, you go up into these people's lives, and these ignorant people all say the same thing. Oh, we're adults. Let's not talk over each other. And as soon as they get out of showtime, what do? They yell and scream and talk over each other.
Bingo.
So their hypocrisy with even their own comment. Oh, we're adults. Let's not talk over. Let's have a civil conversation. They can't do it themselves.
Impossible.
And they won't let me up there because they know I'll turn my camera on and show them a fact that they themselves, like Stacy or Janae, will not turn their camera on and show a document. Stacy says that she's going to do a research on who made more money from China, Trump or Biden. Where's that report? Because I put it up 30 minutes after she said that she's going to do that.
Did you say she said she's going to do some research?
Yes, she said that she's going to do research. She said she's going to do her due diligence to find out who made more money from China, Trump or Biden. Well, within 30 minutes, I took that video and I took
That's funny.
And I took the report done by Trump or done by the Democrats against Trump and showed that I don't see a report from Joe Biden, from any, even Republicans, that they've put out that Joe Biden received money from China. I haven't seen it. I'd love to.
Yeah. I would too, but there's nothing to really research. The facts are already out there. They've already done the research for you.
Exactly.
For you, Stacey Bear. Okay, yes. They've already done the research. All right, just come with the evidence, and you'll kind of your mind will be blown. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop. Everybody be good. Everybody be safe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Attacking a round of applause. No lies detected. All Alrighty then. We gotta move it along. All right, my good friend TJ. Welcome. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, brother.
Hey, how's it
Um,
going?
uh, it's a little mixed bag. My girls are sick, so I couldn't be
Oh,
at work. But I'm still repping the green
okay. Thank
and
you.
just fighting the good fight for the ladies. We gotta
Excellent.
rep them.
All
The
right.
fight is not our fight; it's their fight, and we are supporting them in every way we can because I believe the future is definitely in the women's hands, and this election is definitely going to be decided by women. And just like Shay told you about Florida,
Mm-hmm.
Florida is going to be a massive. Oh, I thought I had the camera on the whole time. Sorry.
Oh, no, no,
Uh,
no. I can
yeah.
see you though.
So
It's a little dim over there, but I can see you. I'm assuming you're keeping the lights low over there.
yeah, my daughters. One of my daughters are here because they're twins. One of them is way sicker than the other.
Okay,
She
okay.
had 103 fever.
Oh
Um,
wow. Oh my God.
yeah. So this election is going to be decided by women, and if you're not with them, you're against them, and that's straight up math. You know,
Yep.
you only got two options: red or blue. And if you're
Amen.
worn red, you're against women. That's
Bingo.
just how it is.
Tell
But
them.
thank you for letting me up, letting everybody remember 12 noon Eastern time. Jump on a live, get out there, talk about it, hijack a live if you got
Yeah.
to. Just
Tell them.
bring it all out. And what are the Toilet Brothers doing on this live? Should they be plunging a toilet in NASA? Don't you got something to go do?
That's restitution and conservative D for those of you who don't know who he's talking about. They call them toilet brothers.
Restitution. If he changes his photo again, it's going to be called reparations next.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Get a new picture, guy. We all know what you look like already. You told
Yeah,
me to go look. I found you.
yeah.
I already found
Oh,
you. I
oh.
found him.
You
You
are.
said go look. I found him.
Is restitution? He said he's like 6'6", 230, and he's chiseled. Is he? Is that really how he is? Oh, it was another lie. Restitution.
Another lie. Another
Hmm.
lie. But you know what? It's all good. Liars get what they get coming to them. They get a chapter 11 in between, right?
Got it. You right about that. The ultimate MAGA reward. Tell him, TJ.
Later, guys.
Later. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother TJ. No lies detected. All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a show of force. What we're doing every day, ladies and gentlemen, is getting 1 inch closer to ridding this country of MAGA. And we're doing it with lives like this, with folks like you and I, all right, that are out here standing up to them and they're standing against their lies. These are some nasty, nasty liars, all right? Good morning, Brother Lex. How are you doing? All
Good
right, good
morning.
morning. Good morning. All right, looking good. Mount Negro, I see you. All right, you got the green popping. All right, let's go.
Um,
What's cooking today in the lab?
okay, so as far as women's rights are concerned, her name was Nicole Stewart. She was her life was taken in a by her ex-boyfriend. She received multiple wounds from a pew.
Wow.
And I've been having to go through and talk to have very painful conversations with her siblings, her sisters, so on and so forth. So, I mean, what I'm going to tell you now is if you're in a relationship where somebody turns dark on you, the best thing to do is get out and get as far away as you can and find ways to protect yourselves. So what we're seeing in society today, the patriarchal thing is due to the aspects and the fact of colonization and the way that men have treated women for a millennia. So women are not objects to own. They're
Exactly.
beings, and they are equal to us in all aspects and sometimes better at a lot of things. So I feel that with today being the day for them, I think that people need to find respect for women as a whole and the contributions they have made, the important contributions they made to society, inventions. The cure for leprosy. the only reason that we can go in and out of space without burning up came from a woman, a black woman. She mathematically solved the ellipse and the entry of the atmosphere.
Go ahead and
So,
break it down.
So you have people like Retribution and these guys that come on here, and that other guy, whoever it was you spoke to earlier, that had the obvious racist avatar.
Yeah.
And he's, you notice the guys like that, they're always like, yes, Zeus, you're giving one of them guys and
incels. We call them incels.
Yeah. And the thing is I think that they're upset because they're into, their level of intelligence is too low to even achieve the getting a woman to say hello to them. But I think that, thank you for always providing great information. By the way, Retribution is Dr. Lex Lucchese.
Oh.
And I'll say that out loud. And
you know what's interesting is you're a doctor, and he claims he's a doctor. He has 4 PhDs, but he won't get on camera and do exactly what you're doing. What do you say to that, folks like that?
The clowns. He's a clown, and I mean it's obvious in his conversation. His diction, the form of the way he forms his sentencing. It clearly denotes someone that hasn't been passed.
He's not learned.
He's probably 1,200 and 1,600 English. But I will say this, and I will go. Respect women at all costs. Protect them. If there were more women leading countries, we'd have fewer problems. And as far as the rest of you MAGA goofballs and what you're doing and taking rights away from women. Keep doing it, because what you're doing is you're pissing them off, and you're going to lose the election. You don't piss that group of society off. You do not, because they don't play with their decision making.
Nope.
You did it in Florida. You did it. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, MAGA. You played yourself.
That's the I'm not going to say the curse word. That's the MAGA tune.
Yeah. Oh, listen. Well, listen, brother. I appreciate you. All right.
You gotta call. Hey, listen. You gotta call me. I have some. I'm gonna give you some information on how the formula way of arriving at musical production in order to get recording industry people to start taking bites on you, because the stuff I submitted for you, they enjoyed it a lot. It has to be sized down and it has to be boxed up some more. But I mean, you impress some really professional people.
All right. Well, listen.
So we need to get on. We need to get on some stuff together, and let me fix you up where we can get you one in there.
All right. Well, brother. All right. I'll be making that call, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Dr. Lex a round of applause. All right. No lies detected. That was nice. That was very nice. All right. Let's move it along. All right. Who do we got next? Oh, my goodness. Poetivity. How are you doing? Good morning. How are you?
Oh, you
Good
caught
morning.
me.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm so sick, Zeus.
Why? You okay?
Oh, I have COVID.
Oh, wow.
I got COVID. I went to a writers' conference and it was wonderful, but when I got back, I started feeling a little wonky. And
Wow.
I know, I'm really
You got to get some
wonky.
rest.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get some rest. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm really embarrassed by that piece of crap representing the YT population who came up here and behaved like a neat,
He showed his rear end quite well, didn't
Oh, it's just disgusting, and it's embarrassing. It's like, come on, you guys. You really want to put at the top of our country a man who has raped his ex-wife, E. Jean Carroll, and a 13-year-old girl. And those are just the ones that we know about. Those are just the ones that have had court papers drawn up for them.
Right.
And that's just
they would rather do that, right, which you and I both know would cause irreversible harm to this country, than to actually deal with the reality of Donald Trump being a terrible person.
Oh, and I mean, they think Biden's causing these problems. No, Biden's presidency, if there was no Trump in the background, would have been the most ground moving towards the people, towards making the middle class great again,
Yeah.
towards building the economy out from the rich,
Right.
actually, than any other presidency. And
Tell him.
I mean, he has moved mountains. I love the view of his administration, like his cabinet when they get together and it looks like the United States, you know?
Spread out like that, the demographic, right?
The demographic is, you know, beautiful, and you want to they call him racist. It's like, no, racist people do not give the
Christina.
biggest seats of power to people who are not, you know, YT. And you look at Trump's cabinet, and it was all YT people. I mean, there was very few diversity in that cabinet.
Sure
you know,
was.
just enough that he could like say it was okay. So he had like a Fox News commenter in charge of urban housing, and he had Mitch McConnell's wife in charge of roads or something.
Yeah.
That was
like that did something.
Yeah.
Like that actually proved something. You know, these people get up here. I'm not racist. My wife is Asian. But he
I think that you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of men they call passport bros. You know,
yeah.
where they don't want to marry American women because we're strong. We stand up for ourselves. You're not going
Yeah.
to get away with bullshit with us, and we will divorce you if you're a piece of shit.
Oh
So-
my God! Listen, keep it clean. We gotta keep it. Well, you know, we're gonna
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
keep it
But-
going.
But yeah, so he had to like, you know, go get a wife that would be dependent on him for her citizenship, probably
Yeah.
in order to keep one.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, disgusting. She's probably the most unhappy woman on the planet. I would guess.
Yeah, she is. That's why he's on TikTok talking to Zeus. I can tell you that much, Poetivity. All right.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm married to a Democratic man. He's 6'5", got size 16 feet.
Oh, wow.
I know he's gentle, kind, loving, unconditional, works hard, has an education. He's, you know, he's an engineer, and he votes blue all the way, and he can't understand why anybody could tolerate Donald Trump for even 1 second. Like,
That's a good question.
yeah, it's like he's
Cut it out, Tiffany. Cut it out.
He's sane
Cut it
and
out, Rick.
male, and he is what you call. I mean, if you're going to call him alpha male, he's alpha male.
Hey. Well, you
But
know, on the
those-
right, they would say he's a beta. They would say he's a beta on the right, but that's just me telling you how they see things.
Yeah.
But all right, Poetivity, I got to move it on. We're almost at
Oh, well,
that point.
thanks for having me.
You're welcome, and feel better soon. All right, seriously.
Oh, I'm
I
trying.
take good
I'm-
care of you.
This has sideswiped me. I did not expect to feel this terrible, and it's been crazy. So, yeah.
All right, we'll feel better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Poetivity a round of applause.
Oh, thanks.
So wise, protected. Yes. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at that point. All right, where is my good friend and brother Swerve? How you doing, bro? Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome.
What's cracking, Zeus? Greetings
What's
from
cracking? All right.
greetings
all right.
from room
got the-
523.
All right. Looking good, my man.
Got on my green.
Yeah, I see that.
Got on. Y'all can't see them, but I'm wearing my green socks.
Okay. I like it. You over there marinating in it. I love it. Let's go.
And I'm wearing my green Rick and Morty portal shorts.
Oh my goodness.
I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to support my women and our women and our
Amen.
future. Our future, ladies and gentlemen. all from my hospital bed. It is that easy to support the future of this world.
Amen.
Our women, because without them, none of us would exist.
Amen.
When you say a woman, well, you don't need a man to make a baby. You don't need a woman to make a baby. They can grow them in a petri dish. Believe you me, brothers and sisters, that egg got to come from somewhere.
Amen.
And I guarantee you it ain't the man giving out that egg. Now let's talk about this blackface fool that you had up here earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Why don't they just come out and call themselves the racists that they are? Why don't they just go ahead and get it over with?
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to beat around the bush. You talking about that's your Asian daughter. Well, a white guy and an Asian woman ain't gonna make a black picture like that. I mean, they just call yourself the racist that you are.
Yep.
Get it over with. Don't beat around the bush. That way we know who to stay away from.
Bingo.
And I've heard that dude in other lives. As soon as he got down, that was when you got the warning. You've been flagged.
Yeah.
Right. So all he does is try to get people's lives taken down. He goes from on TikTok to different black creators, gets them agitated. I guarantee you, if you had like 4 or 5 of us up here in the box, he'd have tried to agitate every single one of us to get you taken down.
Yeah. It didn't work though. Nothing he does can move Zeus.
It didn't work, but I can't stand to see people like that, man. Just call yourself what you are. If you want to be a racist, be a racist.
Yeah.
But hell, you don't have to drag people down with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just go ahead and sink on that sinking ship all by yourself.
Yeah. Marinate in your own misery. I know misery loves company, but I ain't gonna be your damn company.
Nope. Tell them
I don't know anybody else. I don't have anybody else in my life that want to be your company either. That's all I know. So
you're right. These people are miserable. These are some miserable people, Swerve. These are some miserable individuals.
My brother, they beyond miserable. Zeus, these folks are so miserable they can't even think straight. I mean, look how quick they are to get in the box with one of us and just start yelling and screaming and don't even know what they mad about, Zeus.
Nothing.
They don't even. I heard Joe Biden shut down a pipeline. Okay, no pipeline. What pipeline? Because the Keystone XL pipeline has been online since 2009. It's still functioning.
Amen.
So what pipeline are you talking about got shut down? What are you mad about?
I heard Donald Trump say it, Swerve, so it must be true.
Yeah, well, hell, Mike Pence is still running around the country saying that garbage. That Joe Biden shut down a pipeline on day one. I'm like, what?
Tell him.
So now he don't endorse Donald Trump, but he gonna show us hell vote for Donald Trump. I bet you any money. I bet you any money he gonna vote for him.
Tell him.
Zeus, I'm not a gambling man. I've had too much on the line lately, especially with my health. But I'm gonna tell you like this, brother.
Tell him.
If I was a gambling man, I'd put up my house, your house.
Oh.
Shay's house.
Oh.
To Donald Trump being able to say anything truthful about the 2020 election.
It's impossible. He couldn't
die alone and miserable fool. That's how he gonna go out of this world. But hey, listen, y'all be well, y'all be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you're doing it.
All right. You too, brother. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, brother, man.
You're welcome. Let's give it up to Brother Swerve. No lies detected. All right, listen, I got to bring up my final guest and then I'm out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Doesn't mean I don't love you. All right, good morning, Tiffany. How are you doing, my good friend? Oh, look at that. The sun is shining. All right, good morning. How are you doing? Looking gorgeous. Oh, we miss you too. We miss you too. All right.
I know you miss the spicy blueberry crusher.
Yeah. Your fans are here, especially those conservative ones. They're here and they're hoping you got some news for them.
Oh, is it CD, Conservative Democrat, aka SDE, short energy?
Yeah, him especially.
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Look at that. Take the face card in, babes. Take it in. Breathe it.
That's right. Do it, conservative. Right. You're there. I'm looking for them.
ED. It's giving ED. Exactly. ED and SDE.
Oh my God.
Juicy update. The job is going well. I'm so sorry I didn't wear green today. I don't know if I have any green garb to wear to my job.
Well, you are.
Professional dress.
You're fine. You're fine. All right. So the
But
job is going
I really
good.
love
Nice.
I love the green because green's my favorite color.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I love that we're doing green. Yes. Everybody, I've missed you guys. What have I missed? Update me a little on what have you guys been talking about?
I mean, most of it has been, obviously Donald Trump and his trials. He says he doesn't know the women that are, holding him accountable, stuff like that.
Right.
The gag order and stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot going on.
Did I hear correctly? He's been falling asleep in the
Yeah. It's not exciting enough to him. He said this court case is boring.
So maybe this is a sign of things to come. So it's not Trump 2024. It's Trump for a dirt nap 2024.
Oh.
Right? I said what I said. Last haircut. Yep. Sirens going off in the background. They know too.
Oh. Yeah. Wow. The timing is incredible. But yes.
Right. I'm sorry about that.
They say he's falling asleep and passing gas in the courtroom.
Because we know, just like Takesha says, leaky cheeks are always leaking everywhere. Okay. I mean, if he was smart, why did he put out shoes? He should have marketed like a diaper line.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure these conservative D's out there would definitely wear his diaper, right?
Yeah. And why does he call himself? Why does he put Democrat in his handle? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I can't explain MAGA logic. All I know is it always contradicts itself.
And why are they always trying to come get dates with you, taking you on lunch? Struggles trying to get in my OnlyFans.
Oh.
Okay. And listen, guys, this is the only box you can get in. Okay. So again, I want to just land here. Keep was it Swerve who said it, or who went before Swerve? Keep doing what you're doing with women, because you're just solidifying that we are not going to even talk to you, because we do not want to even engage with you any longer, because men are not out here protecting women.
Oh. A lot of so you're saying that these men out here, these we call them incels, right? They're making it worse.
Yes. Making it worse.
Wow. None of this
it's
stuff
already, it's already bad. It's celibate Susie over here for 3 out of 4 years.
Okay.
And it's very peaceful, because here's the thing. We're not only scared of men. Now, if something were to happen, we worry about our reproductive and our rights for our own bodily time.
Wow.
So keep it up. And you men that are silent or act like you don't care about women's issues, or say we're doing too much when we talk about it, you're exiled. You're done. Because
tell them, Tip. Tell them.
If you're not for women, you're against women. And if you don't care about this stuff, you don't care about your mothers, your sisters, your daughters, it's really, really telling.
Well, you know what they say? It was a lot easier back in the day for them to meet women and, go out on dates. But now it's hard to do, because, a lot of the women, they're working, and, they're just making it, they're putting up all of these requirements in order to, hook up. Don't you see their struggle? Don't you understand their struggle?
Struggles, exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna dip off. Great seeing your face, Zeus.
All right.
The most handsome, humble. Wait,
Thank you.
What is it? Honest,
humble, and handsome. You got it. All right. You got it. All right.
I love you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Good to see you.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Tiffany. All right, no lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially landing my plane. It is now time for Zeus to depart and go on about his day, tending to the affairs of the kingdom. It takes a lot to keep the kingdom going, all right? But before I do, I want to give you all a round of applause. Despite MAGA's effort to silence Zeus, it seems they have failed. To the panelists, to the gifters, to the subscribers, and to my moderators, you all deserve a round of applause for helping to keep this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining. Wear green, promote the lives, all right, that are standing in solidarity with women and their reproductive freedoms, all right? And that's today, all right? Today, May 1st. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to do this. One more round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. To the Zeus haters out there, you know who they are. These are the people that continue to get on TikTok day in and day out, spreading misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, right? To the people that are out here spreading lies, evil, misogyny, racism on behalf of Donald J. Trump. Let's give them their final rounds of boos and shame. Get rid of these MAGA.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe. I will be back on my main account tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for riding it out with me on the backup. All right, take care and stay safe, and see you tomorrow.
Most handsome in the kingdom.
All right, good morning. Let's go. Bye-bye, Cece. All right, Nathan's mom. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Valerie.
When I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
Hey, cool as the days. Jackie, Rick, thank you. Conservative D, silence. Little Hawk, my man. Mount Negro. All right, Tony. Chula. Oh my God. Queen Flea, I see you. Tiffany Ann, let's go. Hey, Nathan's mom, Linda. Thank you. Oh my God, look at all the love. Mystica, Queen, Reggie. You was here, Reggie. You know what we gotta do? We gotta do the Jack Smith remix, Reggie. Hey. Woo. California, I see you. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the God, boy, you're such a douche. Audit today, Cali Love. Hey, Peter, I see you. All right, everything is fine. Get it. All right. Tony Max. Audit today. Let's go. Heaven. Amen. Wow, thank you. Don't be playing Tiffany for the people. Miss Terry. Let's go.
In the sky, light you up like Zeus.
I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. Ooh, they don't like it when you tell them the truth. But I'd rather tell the truth than be realer than you. You know how this goes. Takesha, I see ya. Cold as the days. Wow, hey, Shadow Kitty, DJ Sound Chaser. Stay on them, keep your foot on their neck, and don't let up. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, Snuggles. Snuggles, can you say 9 convictions? Reggie! Snuggles, no more 0 convictions, bro. It's really 9 convictions. He violated that gag order, and I hear he might get more. Garvin, let's go. You know I'm so handsome. Mount Negro, you know it. All right, I am. I'm the one that rules the kingdom. Brown eyes. Lady Rima. No, conservative. This show isn't entertaining. No, you don't get to appreciate the show like that. Go do your homework. All right, you and your brother restitution. You disgusting individuals. Pumpkin pie. Let's go.
I just want to buy
Jeffrey. Here it goes.
11,780.
Lady Rima, thank you.
Oh, one more than we have.
And see that's why he's going to prison right there. That'll get you a RICO case right there. All right, Reggie, Tiffany, let's hit him with the Jack Smith remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith.
Hey, cool.
Jack Smith.
Thank you, cool.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged.
Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take
one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
Oh.
And his wife is even more of a Trump.
All right, I haven't done it all week, but you know what? I'm going to do it. You want to know what Donald Trump sounds like right now, ladies and gentlemen, over there on Truth Social, posting the poll numbers? Oh, he sounds like this, right?
We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to win with military.
Right.
We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet.
Oh.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Now that's how he sounds when he's cheating and trying to win, right? But you remember this Snoop? No, I'm gonna say Snoop. You remember this Snoop? You remember? This is what he sounded like when the results came back and Joe Biden was the winner.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight.
Oh.
And then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened?
What?
They knew they couldn't win, so they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly. Because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Oh, he all over the place. He's spiraling.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, everything just stopped.
Oh.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country.
It is.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Y'all fell for it. Y'all Trump supporters really fell for that. I don't know what to say. All right, I got to get out of here. Let me drop the bomb.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right, you ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe.